That's a wonder. Absolutely pious. Don't stand a chance, sir. Armenian archers, who would have thought it? What the blazes is going on there? Don't you waver, Becky, don't you waver. Greetings and welcome to episode 142 of my Empire Total War Darth Mod USA campaign. And this, my friends, we left it last time. Now, before we start this episode proper, I'd like to thank all of you, my friends, for your absolutely wonderful advice. Honestly, the council's advice has been exemplary. It really, really has. I'd like to thank all of you, every single one of you, for your incredible tactics, your strategies, your comments, and I really do appreciate it more than you can imagine. The only reason this campaign is where it is and still going where it is because of you, my friends. I'm not just saying that either. I genuinely mean it. The only reason we are where we are now, and we've managed to be able to survive and also push at our enemy, multiple enemies, multiple empires, to where they are now is because of you, my friends. And there is no exception with the comments. And there was a common thread running through the comments, and that was, I am simply not being aggressive enough. I am not being, and I agree with you, my friends, I'm not being. We've sort of fallen back into a sort of almost a slumber, as it were. We've just sort of sat back. No longer. The council has grabbed me by the collar, give me a good shake up, said, Mala, you have to start taking the fight to the enemy, otherwise you're going to be swamped, you're going to be overwhelmed, you're not going to be able to manage it. I absolutely agree with you, my friends. So we're going to have a real gear change now within this campaign now. So what we've got here, as you can see, is this, once again, a frontal attack by the Russians. It's never ending, never ceasing to attack here, the Russians. Now, as you can see, this force here has been pretty beaten up. It has defended multiple attacks, as you can see, judging by the experienced echelons they have here, with this line infantry in particular having taken quite a brutal beating here. But look at the experience gained again. Look at 9 down to 6 men. So I know that some of the council was saying you just simply cannot hold your armies here and hope for a frontal attack. We're not going to break Vilnius. But there is another way. Riga has been brought up on a number of occasions as being the principal attack point, and Finland as well, where we should be looking to attack. That's sort of coming in from a completely different angle, putting the Russians on the back foot. Indeed, many of the council calling for us to deal with the Ottomans as well, once and for all, and also the Persians as well. So that's going to be absolutely seen to as well. More ships are going to have to be built, and the councillors also said, man, you have a copious amount of armies still just sat in cities doing nothing. They will be pulled out and moved into the fronts, the Spanish front, German front, and indeed the Russian front as well. Also, there's been many comments calling for us to start using the production centres, the military production centres we have. Berlin, Munich, all of the wonderful production centres close to the fronts, and start producing those armies, but also producing the armies with the correct sort of outline of armies, the sort of the correct, how can I say, the correct sphere of armies here. So in other words, defending armies, attacking armies. We're looking for attacking armies more now. So building our composition to suit that attack. So not having as many cannon, having more cavalry, having less cavalry here, more artillery. So we have that proper composition for defense and attack. Now we're looking primarily to attack. I've taken all your comments on board. It's been, honestly, it's been incredible to read them all and also respond to them all. It really has. But there's Riga there. You can see Riga there in the distance here, put up between Courland here and Vilnius. If we can snatch that from the Russians, and indeed Finland has been prominent in the Council's recommendations, even the Council calling for the Marine Expeditionary Force to be diverted away from this sort of attack here and moved and for it to take Riga by itself, probably with another two armies, in other words an army group attacking Riga, and sort of really swinging around on this sort of northern flank, as it were, to try and hit the Russians, bring some of the forces in Vilnius out of the city, maybe even draw the forces from St. Petersburg out as well. But you can see this army here is taking an absolute thrashing. Now, what we don't want to do is lose this army. It's only got 962 men. It's not going to hold out against this army here. Even though this army itself is not in the best of shape, it is more powerful than these gentlemen here. And before the reinforcements come in, we'd get 5 cavalry in reinforcements. I'm not sure if that would be enough. We've got plenty of howitzers. I am debating whether to pull this army out of the fighting here, just so we can sort of push it up. Ideally, I should have pushed this army back for research, replenishment, and some rest and relaxation behind the lines, and move one of these other armies in. I didn't, and thus I don't want this army to pay the price for my incompetence. So I think what we might do is retreat here. Now, I know some of you might be balking at the idea of retreating from the Russians, but we have then got this army pretty much in our sights. We were snared upon our trap here. We're not going to give up this town, only briefly. So I might retreat just to get this army away here, because it is a highly experienced army, one that has defended the front with great valour, with great elan, with great panache. It really has. And we've got nearly 7,000 men here on the front, so we're going to, I think we're going to retreat here, just so they can move back here. And we've got these armies moving up as well. We don't.
Prepare for borders!
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Now we've dragged in this army again. We don't want to drag in these forces just yet. This cavalry unit would probably do pretty well here against these, but they've got their own cavalry. This is more of a raiding party. We don't really want to suffer this many casualties. You would lose nearly 1,000 cavalry. That would be a real loss. I think we'll retreat here as well. I know this seems a little bit of a bulk. Maybe some of the council saying, "Mallow, what are you doing, sir?" That's more like it. That's more like it there. Now they stepped into here and they brought in these as well. That's the fight we're looking for right there. Plenty of cannon, plenty of defensive line here. Real good solid defences here. Alright, some of these units have taken a little bit of a battering, but we've got sharpshooters as well. You might hear someone in the background, my friends, who's just woken up, so there's a very good chance that this might be interrupted just briefly whilst I'll deal with other matters. Now we've got nearly 9,000 men here as a backup, which is excellent to see. Probably drawing in some of these forces here, but this force is more than capable of dealing with this. We've pretty much equal them in terms of the fire support, and we definitely, in terms of the quality of the troops, vastly superior, sir. Apart from the garrison guards here, excuse the noise there, my friends. So, my friends, now I think this is a battle we can definitely take here. We've definitely got the fire support here to do this. Once we've taken this fight, I think we might move into the Russian territory and start heading this off, start taking the fight to them. We've got a good army group plus here to move in against them. I think we'll start cutting them. I think we'll start moving against the Russians here. We'll have to be wary of this army here that's moved out, so we might move in to intercept it. The rest is going to push in Then we shall move these forces in here around the town. Try and seal it off. Riga is going to be a main goal of ours as well. We're going to move the Marine Corps around. We've got some ships here, which are going to take the army group, move into Riga and also into Finland. We're going to really start pushing hard against the Russians and indeed elsewhere. Let's begin this fight, my friends. We are going to intercept this force here, and we are going to deal some damage to the Russians once again. Otherwise, as the council say, we will get swamped, and we can't really afford for that to happen. It's been too hard fought. Even some of the council saying that we perhaps should start a war against Germany, a preemptive war as well. So perhaps that might come in. Also saying we should move some army groups into Morocco or into the North Africa, ready to hit Spain in case they attack us. Hitting Spain from the south, trying to draw their reserves. Even possibly if Spain goes against us, moving against Madrid as well, which would be a huge undertaking. But one we can do. So we've got a lot of preparation to do. A lot of things to do here. Let's deal with this Russian army that's in front of us first. Look at the topography here of the battlefield. Very, very small no man's land here. Very small indeed here. But the topography here of this deployment zone, a lot of undulation here indeed. A lot of forestry here as well. A lot of trees. Oh, we've got a small hamlet behind us here, which is not really ideal. But again, we are looking. Again, aggression is going to be the key factor in this. We are going to hit them pretty hard here. We've got the fire support to absolutely hit them with everything we've got here. We've got 3 cuirassier regiments, which is going to be vital for us here. We're going to keep them together. We've got the sharpshooters as well, who are exemplary in this type of battle indeed. We could use, I think we might even place them in some of the trees here. We've got this small hut here as well, and this outbuilding here. As you can see, we have actually cut the road here. This is the main road leading to Vilnius and beyond. So we got, as you can see, it leads all the way down here, cuts through, out in yonder. So I think what we will do is we'll pretty much stay where we are. We will be taking the fight to them. We will put our infantry back here for the moment. We've got the General Danny Bugat here. And back here as well, we're going to put our fire support up front and centre. And I think we're going to definitely take the fight to them here. We are not going to shirk on our responsibilities here at all. Let's put them thus. And we shall also perfect. Quick line, which is an absolute monster. Percussive shell, which is good as well. I have been advised if they are not within reach, we have to put a different caliber of shell in the breaches. Shrapnel shot. What will shrapnel shot give us in terms of gentlemen? Are we? Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Now, what was shrapnel shot? What's the range of shrapnel shot? Not too bad at all. Now, if they start here, we can always adjust it. We might go hard here on our real brutal shot power we've got, that firepower we've got here. We've got General Danny Bukat here. We will just put back here. Possibly cutting the road here as well. Now, we want our cavalry. Cavalry, I think we'll swing around. We've got this hill here which we can use. Look at that, it extends all the way down here, but we are going to use the cavalry here. We'll put the cavalry on the left flank here. I'm taking a bit of a risk here, but we've got to do that and move in here. Mind you, the demarcation line here is much further. No, I think we'll put it on the right, because we can swing around using the trees here to sort of hide our approach. It's going to be a tough fight because they got a lot of cannon. Remember, my friends, a huge amount of cannon is at their disposal. Now let's set our lines here firm, but not a fleet foot here. Now let's put our first regiment here. Anchor anchoring the centre of the defensive line here, and we've got another regiment here which we'll put on the right, just creeping slightly into the wooded area here. Got the sharpshooters.
Yes, sir.
Now, as you can see, they do have some wonderful abilities here. We might put them in here and really push the defensive line quite aggressively here. We might even put them in. I think what we will do is we'll put this regiment here of 155 in the line. Now that might be a little bit strange for us to do here. But the reason is we want to free up troops to be able to move out and attack. We're not going to sit back on our laurels here. 134. I think we have the 217 here on the left. Just slightly shy of a full complement of regiment here, but still. Gentlemen, no gentlemen. Just slightly back from the wall there. What the blazes is going on here? You jest, sir, surely. I wonder if we have the 24 pounders in the line itself and have the howitzers at the back. I think that's what we might do. I think we're going to adjust our composition here slightly. I think we'll have the howitzers right in the line here. I think just sitting slightly back here, but oh, look at that. We'll just have these regiments just slightly ahead of them here, just to give them that slight protection. And again, I think we'll put this regiment here. Just move these gentlemen back a little bit here. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. Just slightly forward. Can we inch them? No, I think we'll just put them there. We'll have them in the vanguard. We'll actually pull this regiment back, put the men of 217 in here. Just edging them out slightly here. We'll have this wall defended by this 155 men here. I know we're taking a gamble by putting them on our left flank here, but still, I'd like to try and put a strike force together if possible of 3 regiments. Got the sharpshooters as well here. Bit of a gamble for us here in terms of what we got available. 134 here, so we put them on this flank here. I'd like to try and move in against the Russians if possible. Take a real. I know we've pulled those sharpshooters off. I think we might just use the sharpshooters just to add that little bit of depth to the defences here. That's more like it, sir. Have skirmish mode on here, and the same here. Just adding some depth. And I know we've got another cannon, which we could put on this flank here, I think. Now the wall won't do any damage to them here. No, it won't. So we'll just have them slightly behind the wall here. That regiment is perfectly placed there to defend. We've got some more sharpshooters there. We'll set the sharpshooters along this flank here. Might be slightly pull them back to here. It would appear. That's more like it. And we've got now let's reassemble this here. Look at that. We'll just put them back slightly here. Just give them that little bit of depth behind them. That for better control. We've got these 2 regiments here which are going to be sauntering out. We have to take the fight to them here. We have to do this, my friends. No one else left out. No one else. We're all ready to go. Let's begin the battle. Oh, that's a wonderful shot, sir. Look look at that, it's a bloodbath. Now, as we thought, let's move the cavalry here. Double time, gentlemen, double time. And indeed, double time here as well for the troops. We're going to try and really outflank them here if possible. Try and cover the flanks here of this attack. Ooh, we've taken a pace in ourselves there, look at that. Oh, look at that, we've absolutely given them a real shelling there, sir. That's more like it, that's more like it. Oh, look, I went straight through the gap. Ah, they've gone. It's okay, that was a mistake on my part, but... Come on, gentlemen. Gentlemen. A shot, sir. Here they come. Oh, that's old. Yes, of course, yeah. Ignore them, lads, ignore them. We're taking an absolute beating here. If they want to throw dragoons at us, that is absolutely fine. My goodness me, this is an absolute bloodbath here. Got to hold this door open for them here. There it is. Square. They've gone, sir. Look at that, they've held. Where's that cavalry? Here it comes. My goodness me, this has been an absolute bloodbath here. Let's get into them. Oh, gentlemen, this is not a stroll. Oh, look at that run down the line. Shatter them, man, shatter them. Gotta hold this line here. What a battle that was, my goodness me. Come on, gentlemen. That's it, right into them. What a fight that was, my goodness me. They could have a real stiff fight there. Yes, they've got them. Let's get into that general then. This force of Russians has given us a heck of a fight. Into them, lads. Double time. Ceasefire. Oh, look at that. Don't just stand there, lads. Get stuck in there. Big Union Regiment of Horse, but my goodness me, they've saved our bacon here. Mullins, come in just at the right time there, General Mullins. Oh, don't stroll, gentlemen, don't stroll. They've put up a real fight here, these Russian forces, and goodness me, they're as tough as nails. Time to put an end to this Russian force once and for all. These cuirassiers have fought wonderfully well here. Yes, the cavalry's done a wonder. Nothing can save you now, dragoons. Nothing can save you now, sir. Got them, we've got them. Leave them nothing. The final charge! The final charge! Yes! What a fight that was, my goodness me. It still took us a huge effort to just remove that one Russian force. We still lost 1,000 men there. We left them with almost... Yes, they've gone, sir. Look at that force on buildings, and Persia's going to be a problem for us. You can just tell. Spain. What's Spain going to do here? Oh, more forces being moved into. That's a ridiculous amount of force they've got there. The Spanish. So what? Hang on a minute. Oh, I see. So that's how it's going to play out. And now Sweden. It's time to deal with Sweden, I think, once and for all. What the blazes was that? Look at that. Oh, look at this. Titanium, absolutely fantastic. Plenty of forces here coming together.
Orders.
What do you have here, sir?
Make
Against...
ready.
Ooh, that's a force
Aye,
there.
sir. Orders, Captain. Easy prize money. The sea is ours.
Of course.
Where to,
Can
Captain?
this fleet here deal with the Persians?
We shall
Yes.
rule the waves.
I think we'll take the money.
Aye, aye, sir.
And now we track them down.
Orders received and understood. Ship's orders.
We've got Spain here. No wonder they're getting so
Aye,
much
aye,
money,
Captain.
Spain. Venice, I think we'll start moving some of the Venetians out of here. That's where they're getting their
And
money
for the
from.
prize. We are victorious. Make ready. Aye, aye, sir. Set sail. Ready and waiting.
That's a nice income there, look at that. 100,000 gold income. Wow. That is extraordinary. I think we'll leave this fleet here and we're going to send some more ships into this region. I think we're going to start... Would you look at that? I think we're going to start looking at really flexing our naval muscles here. Now we can start growing these towns here. Plenty of money coming in. Economy must be absolutely booming here. Egypt as well. Water plough cloth mill. We've got this force just sat here as well. I'm not happy with that just being sat there. So in fact we're going to use this. We'll keep these armies here in the Middle East because of Persia's threat. But this army's still replenishing. Almost ready here. And what do we need here? We'll bring this up to full here. Now we've got the money. Infrastructure needs to be increased. Now this force here is at full strength. 2 more turns we get 7 fortifications. We're going to lay down the law here. Also we're going to need to deal with the Ottomans here, which I think we're going to start doing. This force is replenishing here. I think we're going to deal with them. That means probably moving against this port here and moving them, and from here, this village here. Many of the councils saying we should land forces in here and move around here and attack from Bulgaria down into Istanbul and remove them once and for all. That would be a heck of a fight, but it's one we can do. Now there's Riga. What is in Riga? We need to find out what's in Riga.
Yes, Captain.
Nothing at all.
Orders. Underway. Waiting further orders. Yes, sir.
That army's taking a real beating there.
At the ready. Ready for orders. Yes.
I think what we will do is dispatch.
Your humble servant. Make ready. Ready and awaiting orders.
Excuse me, noise in the background, my friends.
Sir. Your humble servant. Make ready.
We've got a considerable force here.
Sir.
Look at that force there. We might have to move against them here.
Ready and awaiting orders. At the ready.
I think we'll send this force here up to take Riga as well.
Make ready. March. Sir.
We can't actually get past. We could actually get past there.
By the left. March.
We can always retreat if need be. And I think, excuse the noise in the background, my friends, you can probably gather that is
Yes.
someone looking for attention. I think we'll actually set our goals here. We've got this force here just accumulating here ready for the Balkans, but that's when we do attack.
Your humble servant.
We do have some very powerful forces here moving into the
At the
region.
ready. Make ready. Sir.
All these gentlemen here bringing brought up. This army has to be brought up to full strength. It is at full strength, that one there.
Sir. Sir. Your orders?
This army was fought with great valour. Gentlemen,
Yes, sir.
thank you. The same for all of these armies here. Why aren't these armies being fully replenished here? They are.
Sir.
And here as well, which is good to see. This army here is being replenished. That's excellent. We do have all of these forces here. These
At
are.
the ready.
We're going to set ourselves fair here. We need to move against Venice as well. We've taken a real beating in some of these regions. We really have. But Riga is going to be our main goal here. Now armies here. Also, Ceylon was also where we move against India. That was another excellent suggestion here. I'm just seeing what armies we've got available here so we know what we can and cannot use here. I'd like to know. Hanover, Copenhagen, East Prussia. Taking a real beating, that one there has. We do have a considerable number of troops. A lot of them are just, as the council said, just sat around. We can't really have that. That's a powerful force there. Now that army there in Egypt, we could send this army there. Oh, look at that there. We're going to send this army here in to deal with Persia. So this army is going to be used to deal with Persia. We've got replenish all of these. What we'll do is we'll send the admiral in to get this army here.
Ready and waiting. Orders? Your humble servant.
What
Yes,
are you doing, sir?
More.
I think we'll land him in Damascus and head him straight for Baghdad.
Make ready. Heave away, boys. Heave away. Halt.
Excellent.
Sir. Your humble servant. At the
There it is. There's the Marine Corps. Now we're going to head up this way here to Königsberg, and we're going to be landing, or should I boarding on a ship, ready to move in against Riga. Also, these forces here
Sir. Your humble servant.
are going to be doing
Sir.
the same. So we're going to send quite a powerful force up to here.
Immediately. Making count. Sir. Your orders? Onward. Forging supply.
Riga and also Finland here. We've got this sealed off here, so we can probably get past this here. Yes, we can. We need more ships. We've got 60,000. We're going to put some more ships into service. We're going to really start taking back what is rightfully ours. We're going to start increasing our... It's going to cost us a fair few shillings, but that's the way it's going to be. Let's take that off there. Thank you, gentlemen. We're also going to move these armies here out because they just sat here. As you can see, they're not doing anything at all. We're going to move these. I think we'll move some more armies down into here. Mind you, we've got more than enough here to deal with them. I think we'll send some more to the up here to be attacking Finland, and also here as well. Look at that army there. No, that's a defensive army, but it'll still be good on the attack, or defending what we've taken at least. More forces moving out here. We'll keep this force in here, and also we've got to increase what we've got here as well. As the council have said, rightly said, we've got plenty of facilities here, including in Sweden itself as well. So we're going to start using those. What we've got in this army here, we're going to need cannon. Only 2 howitzers and more line infantry and more. No, I think what we got. How many cavalry we got? We got 3 cavalry. That should be enough there. I think 1 more line infantry here. I think we'll put some sharpshooters in here as well. They can prove very, very useful. Some light infantry here as well. We've got this guard being guarded here. We've got some more additional being done there. Oh, look at that. We really are going to start piling on the pressure now. As you can see, we've got this force here. It's not at full strength. However, now these forces here are almost at full strength. These will be diverted away from here. Away from the nucleus. We can't replenish that at the moment. If we remove one of these ships that is being built here, we can do that. All these forces being replenished, they are indeed. Well, look at that, the economy is going to be absolutely booming here. But we are now starting to put together some forces. All, as you can see, they're all starting to move up towards here now.
Ready for order.
And we will be moving it against Riga and indeed against Finland as well. So we'll be taking these and driving a wedge between the Russians here. France are okay with us at the moment. We've also moved this army here, so it's going to be moving against Persia. We're also going to be actually what we could do, our final act is to move into this port and start moving get rid of the Ottomans here. Look at that. We're going to take the fight here, and that, my friends, how we're going to end begin next episode and end this episode. Indeed, we're going to start taking the fight to our enemies now, as the council has recommended. Now, I know that I haven't been able to fulfill everything in this episode that the council has put as recommended, but it will be done over the next couple of episodes. You will see your recommendations brought and bearing fruit. So although we haven't seen it yet, my friends, because we've been in quite a number of battles here, they will be brought into full. I can promise you, all of your plans, your recommendations will be brought into full focus, and it will push us on. We might even declare war against Germany and move against them. We might just do that. But we want to try, as the council said, we need to deal with the Ottomans as well, remove the Ottomans, and even land a force just north of Istanbul and strike down into Istanbul. Mind you, that's going to be a very, very tough fight, but it's one we've got to face. It's a fight we've got to take, but also we've got to remove the Ottomans. We've got two regions east of Ankara which we need to deal with. The council's also recommended we do that. An army group will be dispatched from Ankara, and we'll move against those 2 regions and bring them under our control. And that will put us in direct sort of contact with the Persians as well, which is what we want. So we've got still a huge amount to do, but over the next couple of episodes you will see your plans bearing fruit, coming to fruition, I can promise you, my friends, because honestly, I've needed this sort of kick to get me going here in this camp, because it's been far too sort of dormant, far too passive, but now no longer, my friends. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, my friends, as always, please leave your comments coming down below. It's been absolutely fantastic. Whatever you're doing, please be safe. But until next time, my friends, bye for now.